All right, we gotta have a little bit of a talk. This is more of like a background info for people that are interested because there's a few things that keep popping up in comments over not like days but like months, and I think there's a couple of misconceptions that people have when it comes to the channel and just general things. So I want to clear some of that up. So one of the things that keeps popping up is that somebody comes into the comments, as we just had recently, makes a suggestion of what they would like to have in addition to what's already been presented here. That could be, for example, that there's more stats on certain players, more stats on maps, that we have maybe some in-depth data on some of the teams that we can provide here, and or other things like, for example, the spoiler protection being changed, the tournament format being changed, or in other cases then that you come in and present for every single tournament more of an updated information net on where are we in the tournament, what's happening right now, and what's maybe going on there. And the hard truth of this is that is simply this is all extra work that is not really doable. And the reason for this is quite simple. People seem to think that this is actually my main source of income, that YouTube is the main thing. And obviously, when you look to other communities, bigger games and everything, you expect that a YouTube channel that is providing something like esports coverage is giving a huge amount of revenue, and YouTubers, streamers in general living the high life with like 3 boats and the 2 cars in front of the house. And that's just simply not the case. Now, first of all, YouTube is not my main source of income. YouTube doesn't even pay my rent. So we're in a niche of a niche here. Heroes of the Storm as a game is already obviously a very small niche because Blizzard abandoned the game 6 years ago. We're still trying to keep the esports scene alive as best as we can. But Blizzard has, I mean, absolutely no effort to really boost any of this and encourage any of these things. Over the last couple of years, honestly, if anything, Blizzard was more a problem than in any way, shape, form, or a help. So we're already operating in very small space. Then we're not only talking about just like casuals checking all of this out. This is esports content. So this is essentially a niche within a niche. So people that think that this is a huge revenue source, being it on Twitch, being it on YouTube, just have the wrong idea here. I'm doing all of this essentially by myself. So when we're talking about the live stream on Twitch, I am the observer. I do the entire production, I do the Insta replays and all of this. And generally speaking, I'm always trying to, over time, improve the quality of the stream. And if there is something that I can do, I will add it. For example, in the past, we didn't have Insta replays. Now we have them. I upgraded the video quality from 1080 to 2K. And there's other things that we've done, or that I've done in that same vein too. Now, obviously, sometimes we have a bigger tournament, like an offline event, where we can start hiring a couple of people so that we can do more graphics and can do more things. But when it comes to the day-to-day content and a lot of the online tournaments that I'm covering here, this is all me. So this is one single person that does that. And me putting all of this onto YouTube is essentially an extra. Most of the stuff that's happening, it's happening over on Twitch, where we also talk a lot more about things, but that's obviously a lot of fluff. There's a lot of time between games where players are maybe taking a bathroom break, somebody has to go eat, the games are being set up. So all of this is cut out and then uploaded to YouTube. And I totally understand that people would like to have some more stuff. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting here and I just don't have any ideas. So the suggestions that are being made in general, it's not like I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my God, I never thought about this. Pretty much all of it is something that I've thought about it myself. It's just not something that I can do. The channel doesn't make enough money that I can just say, okay, I'm going to hire somebody to help me out with certain things, or that, for example, does the video editing for me and I can focus on other stuff. That's just not what this is. So everything that you see here is solely done by me. And again, YouTube is a bit of an extra. Some might, for example, have noticed that now the spoiler protection over the last couple of days is also gone. That's one of the main reasons why that's the case, is because YouTube now changed just recently. I think it was in at the end of March. They changed the way that they're placing ads within videos. And now what happened is that every single time a video had a spoiler protection, all of a sudden all the ads were basically placed within the spoiler protection. So a channel that already doesn't give me a lot of revenue there made even less because YouTube just changed the entire algorithm around it, which now means for me that there's not going to be any additional spoiler protection here. All I'm trying to say here at the end of the day is like, I'm very happy that we can still do Heroes of the Storm. I really enjoy it. And again, I've been like staying loyal to the game for like a long time. But there's a reason why I also talked about the Patreon page, for example, and why I'm trying to encourage people every now and then to support the channel and the tournaments that we're hosting on Patreon. And the reason is simply because this isn't a revenue machine, as some people seem to think. So I'm not trying to like cry into the camera here, but I really feel there's a huge misconception around what's going on with the YouTube channel in general and what this is. People seem to really think that I'm just either lazy, not putting that extra work in, or that all of a sudden, if I would do that, the channel would explode and we would have like 5 times the viewers, and then you could hire all of these people. And the sad truth is that's just not the case. Heroes is a niche game. It's a fun game. I like it. It's awesome, but it's still a very, very small game. And then the esports scene within it is even a smaller part of that whole. So this is something that people need to understand when they're watching the content here. I hope that you enjoy it, and if there are opportunities for me to improve quality and other things, I'll do that. But getting salty about you having an expectation or an idea and that not be, and I'm just then being honest with you and telling you, look, this isn't feasible, because it just means a lot of extra work for me doing this, and this is not even paying my rent, then you just have to accept that. So I hope that sheds some light on it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm happy to talk about this. It's totally fine. But yeah, I think people just misunderstand a little bit on what's going on there. And I think a few also think that this channel is like the main thing, and that all my revenue comes from YouTube. And unfortunately, that's not the case. I wish we lived in a world where that was the case. Then it would be fairly easy for me to go ahead and hire some people to just do full-time graphics for me, or like part-time graphics, and add more of these things. But right now, most people that watch the videos on YouTube aren't even subscribers. Like, subscribing is something that everybody can do to boost the channel a little bit more, because the more people are subscribed, then the more will get the videos recommended. And this is something that I was hoping would also happen, to get some more new people into the Heroes of the Storm scene, or maybe somebody that abandoned the game years ago and now has an incentive to check the game out again, because YouTube keeps recommending some of the videos to them. But most of the people won't subscribe, and I get it. Like, I totally understand that too. It's difficult to get people to hit a sub button, but just so you have a bit of an idea of what's going on there. Now, again, as I said, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. But I hope that clears up some of the misconceptions that were apparently floating around there. So if you have any additional questions, feel free to ask. And as usual, the videos will all be uploaded here from the streams. The live streams are the ones that happen over on Twitch. And in this particular case, I've also added all of the information into the description for the last tournament. And we're going to have more in the future. Hope that you guys have a great week and a great weekend. And yeah, that's basically it. So have a good one.